Well, I'm pleased to be joined today by the head coach and general manager of the Bonnyville Pontiacs, Rick Swan. Rick, thank you very much for taking this time and joining me. Just starting things off, very successful regular season for the team. You guys finished third in the AJHL North Division with a record of 36, 16, and 8. Obviously, unfortunately, playoffs didn't turn out exactly how you guys would have hoped, but just to start things off, take us through how you thought the season went in general.
Well, Evan, thanks for chatting today. I really appreciate that. And, I think from a Bonnyville Pontiac organization perspective, we had a real promising team and we had lots of significant accomplishments throughout the year that we were able to be awarded. Things like we had two guys on the All League North team. We had 3 nominations for AJHL awards. We had 12 NCAA commitments this year, which was second only to the Brooks Bandits, and something significant for our organization because our ultimate goal is to try and move guys on. Alex Power was the all academic team. We had in a COVID year, we still managed a way to get out in our community and embrace the support that they give us and be involved. And throughout our team, we found neat, unique ways of providing presentations, anti-bullying messages. And you have a team that has that much talent and you get into playoffs and you think that you do everything right. And what you can't account for is super hot goaltending by Whitecourt and them just capitalizing on chances when you know that as a team that you feel that you're better and in a 7-game series that will all determine it. But it wasn't the case. So there's some reflection for sure for us moving into next year. And you think about the expectations that the town has from when I came here 9 years ago. And it was just to be competitive and make the playoffs and try and build good men for the future and try and move good young men onto the next level to the point now where, you know what, Rick, there's more pressure here for you to win because now you've got those good players. And I'm really proud of that. The fact that have evolved so much in the last 9 years to the point that we are at now. And so we're doing a lot of real good things, Evan, I think. And the year was good if you can pull away from maybe the result that we got in the first round and really reflect about how we're going to now keep the same program going and keep those positives, but at the same time, figure out a way that we can move, for a long playoff run. And certainly we would love to be playing now, but it's also a time now where we get to dive in and look at ourselves with a critical eye and really assess where we need to get to in order to do that.
And Rick, just going to touch on, 2 players that you mentioned in AJ McCauley and Cash Rasmussen, both of them being honored by the league for North Division All-League team. Both these guys wore letters for your team. You could rely on them, when you were down a goal to go out there and get one, or if you needed to keep one out of your net. Just talk about those 2 guys and, the impact that they had on the Pontiacs this year.
Absolutely, and so well earned. And if you look at our captain, Cash Rasmussen, he's a 5-year guy in our league on paper, and he's played maybe the equivalency of 2 full seasons, I think 150, 160 games because of the significant amount of adversity that he's gone through. He tore his ACL in training camp a few years back and missed the entire year. We had a COVID season last year that was minimalized. Boy, the kid has had everything from ankles to strep throat to mono. And the fact that he's the real true definition in my mind of perseverance. And he's allowed those injuries not to deter his mentality of being the best he could be. He used that as fuel to make sure that he came back as a leader that he should be, that you'd expect from a 5-year veteran. And boy, this year's been terrific for him. Michigan Tech scholarship. He was our MVP, our most valuable player. And then as well as for him to get recognized by our peers as one of the players that they'd love to have on their team is so deserving, especially because of the adversity that he's fought through that not many players go through and to stay tough mentally. And AJ McCauley is just, he's a warrior for us. He's a local Bonnyville born and raised guy. We know that most teams have honorary captains at the beginning of the game where they've got minor hockey league players come in. He was that guy as a young guy, always dreamed of playing for the Bonnyville Pontiacs. And we obviously saw something in him early on. He played with us as a 17-year-old, and now he gets to move on and take his hockey career to the University of Alaska Fairbanks. And I just think that both those guys, the leadership that they show, the composure, the maturity, not only puts our leaders going into next year in a better place, just observing them and using them as role models, but both those guys will impact both Michigan Tech and Alaska Fairbanks in ways that are going to be indescribable, because they're both culture enhancers. They're caretakers of the culture. They do it right every day in terms of what they bring to your dressing room, but also your community. And the most important thing with both of them, they're not only great human beings, but they understand that doing it right is an all the time thing. And we're really, really proud and we're thankful that the rest of the league recognize what they bring value to our team as well.
Well, Rick, thank you very much for taking this time and joining me. This was Bonnyville Pontiac's head coach and general manager, Rick Swan.